Thank you very much, Natalie. And to just to reciprocate a little bit, your Substack has been on fire. So thank you very much for the reporting you've been doing on China. It's been helping to shape understanding of what's going on globally. Very helpful. So we have a situation where one of the most critical U.S. military bases in the world is on an island called Diego Garcia in the southern Indian Ocean. So this is the base where the B-2 bombers can take off from if they're heading, for example, say to the Middle East. You can reload the nuclear submarines. You can port an aircraft carrier. It's an island in an archipelago of islands called the Chagos Islands. And that whole Chagos Islands region, Chagos Archipelago, belongs to the United Kingdom. Inexplicably, as per President Trump's Truth Social post from a short while ago, a few weeks ago, was saying that inexplicably, the UK has decided to give the entire Chagos Archipelago to Mauritius and to lease back just Diego Garcia. Now, the Brits have been arguing that they need to do this as per international law, but the only international law they can quote is a non-binding finding from the ICJ, a few other minor things. None of them are binding. And the argument is that the Chagosians, the people who lived on those islands, were forcibly expelled by the British in the late 60s and early 70s to build the base. The Chagosians themselves, some of whom are in Mauritius, some in the Seychelles, but a lot are in the UK, are so opposed to being handed over to Mauritius, with whom they have very little in common. It's not the same language or culture or ethnicity, that they formed a government in exile and have directly appealed to President Trump saying, please stop this deal and we'll name an island after you. They are petrified of losing any further claim they might have to their homeland. So the moral argument, which is what the British started out with, makes no sense. The Chagosians have pushed back against it. Regardless, they're pushing through. And the concern is that they hand the base over to Mauritius and then they lease back just the base, and they have to pay billions of pounds or billions of dollars over 99 years. And if they miss one lease payment, the Mauritians can terminate the lease. Now, we know how close the Mauritians are to China, and we know how the British may not be able to pay their bills for 99 years, which would leave the U.S. high and dry. Today, President Trump put out a Truth Social implying that he was being told that this was the best deal the British could get. That is bad advice. The president is not getting accurate information. There was no need for this deal in the first place. Even if you just go by the international community, the UN itself has come out against this deal because of how bad it is for the Chagosians. So I don't know who's advising him, but I do know that the minute the lease goes through, the UK washes its hands of many aspects of this and puts the base in jeopardy. First of all, they're just leasing back Diego, so the entire buffer zone around the base, the rest of the Chagos Islands, can be leased to Chinese entities. Chinese so-called fishing fleets can come close to the island. There's a nuclear-free zone treaty that Mauritius has signed, which could basically mean that through Mauritius, nuclear inspectors from Africa, including potentially South Africa, which is also close to China, could ask to come onto the base to take a look, which would, again, the U.S. would probably say no, but then would isolate the U.S. even more. It's hard to see how this isn't designed to increasingly isolate the U.S. And the president says that he will defend the base no matter what, but there may be different presidents over the next 99 years who feel differently. So the U.S. is really being put in a position by the UK, and we saw what Prime Minister Starmer looked like when he visited China just not that long ago, in a position where one of the most critical strategic assets the U.S. has is going to be put at risk by the UK to the benefit of China for absolutely no reason whatsoever.